Welcome to Montell's Horizon, and this is my check-in. I'm calling it Trip Report, but I've got other names, maybe causal speculation, I don't know. But this is just going to be where I check in. I have recorded one of these before, but I don't know if this will be episode 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just like to withhold things. I began this at the start of April, end of March, like Q1 into Q2. So this is like my midpoint check-in with myself. Since then, a lot of changes have happened in my life. I'm just going to kind of read from my notes. I've created more space for enchantment and magic in my life. I actively use my imagination to create my life, which is relieving because the path opens up. So as I read that, it reminds me that there are times when I'm working on my projects and you can't force things. So I turn inwards and I will use my imagination or just get creative and be playful with my way of finding solutions. Otherwise, I get a bit too serious and then frustration kicks in. Then I'm no useful to anyone when I'm frustrated. You probably already see this, but I've created the design and branding for my personal brand and all of the other things that go into that. Of course, the intro and outro details. I have asset folders where everything's all organized. Working on Mental Horizon, which you may or may not be aware of by now. I don't know what I can and can't say because I've been invisible on purpose. But yeah, I've just been organizing everything for opening shop, all of my Google Drive folders, writing up all of my notes, like my personal notes where they're in my iCloud, but I just like to get things processed where they need to go. I still have volumes of notes to go through from years ago where I would journal during the darker times, but that'll be when I prepare the book. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Anyway, on the 7th of May, I've written, I did a meditation and saw myself approaching the top of a mountain. It made me feel emotional. I think that was shortly after my recent Reiki session, where it's the last one, where we've gone to the crown chakra. And, it's been a process of, compounding each level and unpacking things so I can emit my highest vibration. But I've had some challenges. I'm having challenges with being social because I'm a workaholic. I admit I get fixated on things and I shut out other things. Yeah, I just need to get better at learning to take a break, which I have done. Since I wrote that, I've got a lot better with not forcing myself to work because sometimes I'm not supposed to. And then the following note, no matter how much I do, sometimes it never feels enough, which again, it just kind of goes to show the kind of person I am, and I should be aware of these types of challenges. Managing my emotions have also been challenging because as I grow, I also have more emotion, but it can also be extremely intense and I don't always have an outlet for the energy. When let's say I'm injured and I can't go badminton or any type of sport, yeah, it's difficult because, I like the intensity of sport. Saying that, I have also recently started taking up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so that'll be fun because then I'll get to be grappling people and expressing my frustration while trying to score points in a competitive way. I think that's pretty healthy. But also, letting go of what's not good for me and having integrity and not exchanging the standards that I know are good for me for lower standards, especially for new people. I have these filters, these security systems with my energy, and it's like once I sense something's off, I give people chances, but also, I don't need to. I know what I want, I know what I stand for, and I don't need to take unnecessary risks for whatever it might be. And also, as I always say, whatever is really true and right for me, I can't miss it. It will always come back around. So yeah, just knowing my worth. I'm always in my shell, but when I come out, it's like I can bring back other people's energy into my sacred space. And again, I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that. So, I just have to keep myself at my standard. But again, I'm not above anyone. I just like to be in a certain place. Also, I am releasing compulsive and toxic behaviors towards myself. Well, I feel like it's got really hot. But yeah, it's like, oh, you should have done that, or you could have done that. And it's like, I can, or I will, or I did, or I didn't. I'm still making progress towards all of my goals. because I expect and demand a lot from myself. Again, when I am compulsive and toxic towards myself, it's disgusting, and I can make myself feel pretty bad, and I don't need to do that. It's my conditioning, you might say. But again, this is why I've taken steps. I strategize for my challenges and my weaknesses. Otherwise, someone else will strategize for them and then use them and exploit them against me. And no, thank you. But I did get upset at one point. I hit a pressure point and I did kind of lose my cool. I actually went and smacked the sofa. It's been a while since I've outwardly expressed frustration and anger in that way. I kind of did it in a controlled way, but I still knew that it needed to be addressed because it doesn't need to get there. What if I'm in a different circumstance? What if I can't do that? What would I do? So again, it doesn't matter how many strategies I have, there'll always be cracks in the armor here and there, now and then, that arise because we need to just keep on top of ourselves. But yeah, I just needed to ease off because I was frustrating myself and just be more strategic and organized. It was to do with trading. I had a bit of a losing streak, and I don't want to, it's not my confidence, it's I was attached to the outcomes and my mindset wasn't right at the time, and I should know better. Caught in action. Oh, jeez. I do know better and I can do better. So I will strategize and go back to the drawing board and come back stronger. And since then, I definitely have anyway. These are just notes that I'm going through. And also challenges, still on this topic. I'm feeling somewhat lonely despite having so much clarity and balance. And by that, I think it's like, you know, I feel in love with life, and I want to share that. But when I say, you know, look how the trees dance, some people are like, what are you talking about? So there's people in my life that I connect with and, you know, understand and resonate with the love that I feel for life. But also, again, where I've been very focused, I've been limiting that time. So I'm going to, be more open and drop the guard a bit, but keep the security system in place, of course. But yeah, again, going to the park with my friends really helped me get some energy circulating, is what I call it. On here it says wanting to go out more, but it's cold in caps. But now it's actually a lot warmer. I was trying to do something for a project I'm working on, and I was just like forcing it. It just wasn't happening. I was making progress, but it just didn't feel right. And then it got to a point where I had to just let it go. And it was like, I've worked on this, I spent time on this, but at the same time, sometimes letting go early is better than holding on longer than necessary, if that makes sense. I hope so. But again, the main project, Mental Horizon, is going really well. Just been stacking the shelves, but the shop isn't open, if you want to call it that. And just preparing, getting everything ready, got all my templates, got everything organized. I've seen people start and get lost in the noise of all of the other creators. And again, I intend to step out onto the top of the playing field with a style and delivery that's unique to me. And it's taken time. It's taken 6 months or more of applied practice. But again, I've always been researching and aware of these things for a long time. But yeah, now it's like, it's going to happen. I'm making it happen. Of course, I'm still trading. I have my back testing spreadsheet. Again, this is pretty old now I look at it. I've got my back testing strategy sheet where, again, it helps me journal my trades and actually get statistics that are realistic for me as a person and how I trade. I've been back testing a couple of strategies, but one main one, just to, this is what I like to do. This is what I'm good at. It's technical, and I'm a bit of a dork, and I like financial freedom. So this is what I'm going to do. Of course, my Spanish is improving. You may or may not have seen some of this already. Mi acento es muy mejor que el pasado. I think I said the right thing. My accent is better than in the past. I'm feeling a little more confident when I talk. I want to plan my next journey to South America or Central America because I need to be immersed a bit more. I actually enjoy talking when I get the chance. I try and talk with people whenever I can, or I talk out loud, or I watch things in Spanish and listen, but read English subtitles. I did miss a day on the streak as well on Duolingo. but I did use my streak freeze. After 800 days, yeah. Why is it one day off seems to like hurt me? Again, I'm a perfectionist, an ex-perfectionist. And of course, the energy work, I was doing more exchanges, really good, really powerful, I will say as well, where just feeling energies with the masters in the group and just growing our connection and getting more aware of how I can be a better channel and, you know, different techniques that I have access to. I'm up to date with everything. The project that I'm working on about synchronicity, I will be delivering that in June. That'll be the last session. I'm hoping to record it if I can. Yeah, that's well underway. I think I've completed it. I just need to print it out and go over the flow a little more. And again, the crown session that I mentioned where we went over the crown chakra was beautiful. I wrote that I'm already nostalgic for this time of my life because it's been tough. It's been transformative. It's not been easy, you know. I've had to really go within myself and unpack things that have been difficult to even think about for a long time. But I've done it. It's out the way. Does it mean I take my foot off the gas? No. I'm just in cruise control. I just move forward at a pace that works for me now. And again, I'm just feeling like I've got a stronger connection. I'm having a lot more spiritual experiences, and having cleared the junk from my energy system, it's so much more easier to perceive and interpret things that I am aware of now, or that I can see, I can perceive. So yeah, spiritually, my connection is strong. Again, remote viewing, being able to travel astrally is, you know, very comfortable, almost seamless now. My intuition is a lot stronger, and the tangibility of energy, especially in my palms and around my heart and the soles of my feet, that's very, very prevalent and profound. Mentally, I've had some fatigue and distress, but also clarity and inspiration. You know, the pendulum swings, and I'm aware of the swings. I just take action when I know the time is right for me to address the swing. Emotionally, I feel like I've had a bit of a self-esteem boost. Again, strong intensity, but always trying to stay clear and return to the balance, because the intensity can then go a bit too far, and then I start to behave chaotically, and chaos is good, but without grace, chaos just unwinds and unravels things. But yeah, overall, emotionally, I've been feeling pretty good, I will say. A little bit lonely. I've been wanting to express love. That sounds so wild. I've been wanting to express my love for life, and yeah, I've just allowing myself to be emotional in the ways that I want to be emotional, rather than saying no, I can or I shouldn't. I can and I will. I'm having higher highs and higher lows relative to my current position, as in, what my highs were back in the day are like my lows today. And even when it's low, it's just like, I actually feel, I would have called this feeling that I'm feeling at that time depression in another time, but now it's like, you know, I just got to address something. I just feel a bit out balanced. Something needs to be shifted in my energy. It's that straightforward nowadays. So yeah, physically, I put my inner thigh strain and right glute. Yeah, I noticed that a couple weeks ago, early April, at badminton. And I'm noticing that I look different physically. I look at myself and I'm like, geez, you're handsome. Oh my God. I wonder what people think when they look at you. I know what you think. Anyway, overall, I'm feeling much stronger in my body. I'm just trying to stay lean and agile, but I also am trying to get my muscle up and, you know, build more size, you know, fill out a bit. But yeah, my diet's balanced. Intermittent fasting is really helping. Yeah, just not cramming too much food in. And if I am eating, making sure it's nutrient rich, nutrient dense, rather than, you know, just basic macros. I want to have a variety of nutrients that actually encourage my body to operate, you know, the biomachine. The quote that's been keeping me inspired has been, I saw the signs and it opened up my mind. I wrote mind in all caps because I was seeing the signs and it did open my mind. I'm proud of working for passion and purpose, but with no attached outcome, because sometimes I fixate on needing to get something done, and I'm working because I want to follow my passion and my highest purpose. Whatever happens because of that, because of my prior defined outcomes, I shouldn't have to worry about, because I know the outcomes that I would desire, and I know that I will have that desire or something better. That's what I believe anyway. And also, I wrote a very meaningful birthday card for my mum, which took me about a day to write. It's only a couple of paragraphs. I shed tears, she shed tears, everyone shed tears. It's not easy, but it's so valuable, because I know it's intense, but I also would rather feel it than not. And yeah, it was well received, so that was nice as well. But the standout lesson to learn for this phase of my life: one small unhelpful habit can undermine the hard work and effort that I put in. So what I can do is take actions that counter that one small habit. So let's say, I work hard and do everything, but then I self-sabotage myself in my mind, perhaps. Instead of trying to work harder, address the self-sabotage, and I won't have to work harder. I will naturally release that block from myself, that resistance. Also, thinking in terms of cause and effect has been very helpful. I've been setting more process-oriented goals rather than outcome, because again, I'd rather be better at being consistent than focus on showing up once. I'd rather get better at doing something, repeating a process or a cycle, rather than just doing the cycle. Doing the cycle is the start, and then you refine it and iterate it. I think of that for my micro actions and routines, but also macro, and thinking about how the little causes are creating larger effects. And I'm stacking my mini intentions, and it's very fruitful. Another lesson to learn: music gets me moving. Yeah, when I'm feeling a bit stagnant and I'm sat here for too long, I will put on some music and the energy lifts. But this is when I will then not listen to music when I, let's say, might just be chilling, because I use it as a tool, and then I just try and keep clear and quiet as much as I can. And it's also important to spend money on self-care and have things to look forward to. Working towards your goals is fine, but if you have nothing to be excited about, it can be very depleting, and I definitely experienced that. I made the commitment to book in a massage, which was really nice. Be more social. I went to air hop recently. That was lit. Hopefully you're going to do some more activities out on the scooters. As you can see, the lab is a bit of a workshop right now, but I'm waiting for the parcel, but again, it's fine. Important memories for me to note for this time of my life is my dad was like, he needs to make more time for tranquility, and he was inspired by how I do it. I don't expect him to start meditating, but it's nice to see that people are inspired, or they see it and understand why I'm doing it. I don't do it to show off or for attention. It's for me to feel connected to myself, because there's no worse feeling than feeling disconnected from yourself. So that was a really nice memory. And of course, talking with family and recognizing the conflicts that need assessing. And I'm not going to say I need to address it, but I can at least be aware and observe and note take and share the information when it's appropriate. Otherwise, it's just like something on the back of my mind stressing me out, and I don't like to fill my mind with things that can, derail me in a moment of weakness, perhaps. But yeah, Mum's birthday was very nice. It was fun to spend time with family. It was just really pleasant. Rum cake was amazing. And we also, around that weekend, I held it, but it's a group thing, like a healing circle, which was nice because it strengthened the family bond. And again, just feeling grateful to spend time with my friends and family. I appreciate it a lot, and sometimes I forget how much I appreciate it when I'm focused on the future. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I'm feeling tense. But also, I'm very grateful for having such supportive parents. I'm not always patient with them, with myself, and they're only supportive to me. despite their outdated ways sometimes. But again, this is why we communicate, we have dialogues, and we try and address these things so we can have resonance rather than dissonance. So I address the dissonance and we work together, we have a better relationship. I've also, just feeling at peace and grateful. So what am I missing? I'm enjoying having time to just do nothing. When I had that massage, I actually had a nap, after the massage. And I couldn't tell you the last time I had a nap. It's been a minute, where again, I've just been focused. My immediate future is, very exciting. Life is going to change for me very quickly. I know that. So this is why being grounded and stable right now in my life is very key, because I'm not wanting things to go to my head. I'm not wanting things to distract me. I have a purpose and a mission, and I'm a private and, solitary person, but at the same time, I like to express myself. So again, having my clear boundaries and, knowing what I want and the standards that I uphold, that is my security. That's what I can do for myself, and I will continue to. My forecast task is see off Reiki and enjoy the end of that, but I'm still going to stay connected. Of course, going to be on top of my trading and producing more podcast episodes and everything else that I'm going to be doing. There's a lot of stuff on the agenda, but I can do it. I know I will. It's what I want to do. The organization is key. Before I go, now I'm going to read you a angel card. Let me get these out. Let's see what we get. I'm going to pick any at random. We're going to take this one. Let's see. I find balance within. I feel my feelings and embrace my emotions. Love swirls into my life. I recognize repetitive patterns. I choose patterns of love, compassion, and kindness. I focus on my heart center. I treasure the lessons that I learned through being in relationships with others. Very appropriate. What patterns in your life do you keep repeating? Bruh. Energy never lies. Ugh! But it's fine. It's always for the highest fulfillment. Before I end the video, please share any challenges that you've worked to overcome recently, or you're welcome to share any related insight that you've acquired recently, so you can support me and anyone that's reading the comments as well, so they can be aware of the information. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Also follow me on Instagram at Montell's Horizon. And until next time, I leave you with peace of mind and an open heart.